So when it comes to AI, we're constantly told it's one of two things, right? It's either this massive boom or it's a total bust. But what if it's neither? What if what we're actually living through is something way more interesting? Something we're calling the Great Calibration.
Yeah, let's really get into it. Is AI this magic wand that's going to solve everything and automate our entire lives away? Or is it just a giant, overhyped bubble that's about to pop? I mean, this is the tug of war we see in the headlines every single day. So, on one side, you've got the super optimists, the ones who believe AI agents are going to handle literally everything from your emails to corporate strategy. And then on the other side, you've got the skeptics, the ones saying, look at the billions being burned with basically zero return. But what if both of these extremes are just missing the point entirely? And that's where this idea of the great calibration comes in. Look, this isn't about AI just fizzling out. Nope. It's about a painful but totally necessary correction of our expectations. We have to move past this myth of AI as some kind of magic wand and start seeing it for what it really is: incredibly powerful, serious, industrial-grade machinery. And, to really get a handle on this shift, it helps to look back. Believe it or not, the ghost of the dot-com bubble from 1999, it actually tells us a ton about what's going on with AI right now. Okay, so here's where the comparison gets really juicy. The whole dot-com boom, that was a revolution in distribution. Suddenly, a tiny little bookstore could sell to the entire planet. But AI, it's completely different. Research shows it's a revolution in production. It's making it easy to create things that used to require elite skills. We're talking legal documents, complex code, marketing campaigns, you name it.
And the economic fallout from that, it's huge. I mean, think about it. When a tiny three-person team can do the work of a 50-person department, the old advantages, the moats that protected businesses, they just start to crumble. The old moat was all about human capital, right? Having the best lawyers, the most elite developers. But as AI makes those skills more common, it doesn't create one new monopoly. Instead, it creates this sea of many, tons of small, super effective competitors. And that can really squeeze profits for everybody. Which brings us to one of the biggest kind of funny ironies in Silicon Valley today. The very companies that are built to automate human jobs are hiring absolute armies of, well, humans. No, I'm serious. OpenAI, Anthropic, the big names, the creators of this game-changing tech, are on a massive hiring spree for human consultants. Their job? To help huge corporations figure out how to, actually use the stuff. So that leads to a pretty obvious question, right? If this tech is so powerful, so revolutionary, so good at automating our jobs, why do the people who made it need so many actual people to get it working? Well, the answer is something we can call the luxury of integration. See, getting raw AI intelligence, that's the cheap part now. It's basically a commodity you can plug into with an API. But the real work, the expensive, messy, hard part, that's trying to get that intelligence to work inside, say, a 50-year-old bank with ancient data systems, crazy internal politics, and a mountain of regulations. That takes a human. And this whole integration problem, it leads directly to a hidden danger for professionals, for you, for me, using AI right now. It's a nasty little situation we're calling the rubber stamp trap. So here's how this trap is set. Step 1, the AI does 99% of the complex, heavy lifting. Step 2, a human expert, a pro, comes in at the very end to give it that final quality control stamp of approval. But here's the kicker. That human, they now carry 100% of the liability when, not if, something goes wrong. This sets you up for two huge risks. First, there's what's called cognitive atrophy. Think about it. When you aren't doing the work yourself, you don't see the thousands of tiny wrong turns and corrections the AI made to get to that final answer. You lose your contextual muscle. You can't spot that one tiny error that could blow everything up. And second, you've got the liability shift. Your role basically changes from being an expert to being the person who takes the blame. There's a quote from the research that just hits this nail right on the head. It says, if you sign off on a document you didn't build and don't fully understand, you aren't an editor, you're a scapegoat. Wow. I mean, that is a really stark warning about where professional accountability is headed. Okay, so if just being a rubber stamp is the trap, how do we get out of it? What's the solution? Well, it's about evolving our role. We have to move from being a simple overseer to becoming something way more valuable. a workflow designer, an architect of the future, really. We're really seeing a clear shift here. Right now, we're in this hype era. The big goal is total AI autonomy, and the human is just there for final quality check. But what's coming is the equilibrium era. Here, the goal isn't total autonomy. It's augmented productivity, using smaller, more specialized AI modules. And the human's role? Well, you become the architect, the person who designs and stitches these systems together. And the whole value proposition changes. It's not just about saving time anymore. It's about building systems that people can actually trust. And the difference between these two roles is absolutely fundamental. The editor is totally reactive. They just come in at the end to fix mistakes. But the architect? They're proactive. They're there from the very start, designing the entire workflow, deciding which AI tools to use, and how to string them together to get the job done right. And this is the new basis for trust. It's no longer about how accurate the AI is all by itself. What matters is having a human expert who can stand up and explain with total confidence, here's exactly how this system was built, and here is why you can trust its output. The real value is in that human-led design. So after all that, what's the big takeaway here? Especially for those of you building your careers right now. It's pretty simple. Don't just learn how to write a good prompt. You have to go deeper. You have to learn the groundwork, the fundamental first principles of your industry. Because AI is powerful machinery, for sure, but machinery is useless without a skilled operator who actually understands how it works. And that really just leaves us with one last question for you to think about. As you start using AI more and more in your own work, are you learning to be that skilled, indispensable operator, or are you just becoming a rubber stamp? Because that choice, well, that's what's going to define the entire next chapter of your career.